This NFL season gave us something we've never quite felt before. A crackle of energy that pulses through every fan in the stadium even before kickoff. And one of the brightest emerging stars, no longer just a rookie, but a game changer, is 22-year-old Jaxson Dart of the New York Giants. A quarterback so dynamic in college that he shattered records at Ole Miss, and so poised that his teammates often say he operates like a veteran already. Yet even the Giants brass couldn't fully predict what would unfold on the field. In his debut season in the NFL, Dart hasn't just shown promise, he's made a real name for himself. Through his first 9 games, he's thrown for 1,400 yards, completed 62% of his passes, and has 17 total touchdowns, 10 in the air and 7 on the ground, compared to just 3 interceptions. He's risen to the challenge with composure, athleticism, and a gunslinger's mindset. He didn't step onto the turf like the league's latest rookie trying to find his place. He's stepped in like a leader who knows he belongs. He's attacked off script, he's scrambled with purpose, he's hit critical throws when the game tightens down. And when the Giants stunned the undefeated Chargers in his first start, it wasn't just a win, it was a statement. There's a new name in the NFC East, and the league may just be waking up to a serious problem. But here's the truth. Every time a new star emerges, the sequence feels familiar. The buzz, the viral plays, the instant fame, and then the pressure arrives. Because when you explode out of the gate like Dart has, the world doesn't grant you a grace period. It demands you keep proving. So today we're diving into the reality behind Jaxson Dart's rise and how his breakout is shaking up the Giants' future. To really appreciate how Jaxson Dart made his way to the NFL, we need to rewind to his foundation, the early days, the grit, and the drive that set him apart. He wasn't born into fame or guaranteed accolades. Hailing from Kaysville, Utah, Dart grew up in a football-obsessed community but never received the chosen one label like some prep phenoms. He didn't have the perfect private quarterback trainer pipeline or the polished 7-on-7 highlight machine behind him. He was the kind of kid who built his skill set the hard way. One rep, one throw, one read at a time. Jaxson learned early that talent was only the gateway. The mindset was the weapon. At USC and then Ole Miss, he carved out a very good collegiate career. At USC, Dart actually flashed really early. Remember, he was a freshman stepping into a program that was in complete transition mode. The head coach got fired mid-season. The entire coaching staff, system, and direction of the program was about to change. Then Lincoln Riley arrived and instantly brought Caleb Williams with him from Oklahoma. So the USC situation wasn't Jaxson Dart not being good enough, it was USC choosing a different direction. And as we know, Caleb Williams wasn't just viewed as any other QB. He was Lincoln Riley's hand-picked guy, already proven in Riley's system, already a Heisman-level talent. Dart could have stayed and been buried on a depth chart behind a future number 1 overall pick, or he could gamble on himself. He chose the path that required courage. He went to Ole Miss because he wanted to lead a program, not sit behind someone else's coach's favorite quarterback. So Dart's transfer wasn't a demotion. It was the purest form of betting on yourself. And in his 3 years at Ole Miss, Dart threw for over 10,000 yards and 72 touchdowns, all while evolving into the kind of quarterback who could run an entire offense, not just execute plays. Lane Kiffin leaned on him to do everything: read the entire field, operate RPOs, make second reaction plays, and Dart delivered. And look at what Dart produced his senior year: 4,200 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, and a near 70% completion rate. That's not decent, that's elite, that's surgical. He didn't just look like an NFL QB, he looked like an NFL franchise face in the making. So when the 2025 NFL Draft arrived, nobody quite knew where he would land, but every team knew exactly what he was: the most battle-tested, system-flexible, competitive quarterback in the class. And sure enough, year 1 has been a statement. Dart hasn't looked overwhelmed by speed or disguise, he hasn't looked panicked, he hasn't looked wide-eyed. He looks exactly like a quarterback who spent years reading coverages, years building timing, and years ripping through adversity. His arm is steady, his mobility is a weapon, but the piece that stands out the most, it's his internal wiring. Watching him under the lights in the biggest market in football, you see a quarterback who understands spotlight, pressure, expectations, and doesn't shrink from it. He embraces it. Jaxson Dart didn't stumble into the NFL. He built this version of himself, piece by piece, brick by brick, and now the Giants are building around him. The first time you watch Jaxson Dart take the field, something just feels different. It's not just the arm strength, though that pops out immediately. It's the way he sets the cadence, the way he strikes. He doesn't drift through plays, he launches them. The man plays with authority and seems to always find a way to connect with his fellow New York players. Every snap feels charged, almost mechanical in energy. His drop back isn't smooth, it's driven. His next level scramble happens before most QBs even reset, and when he takes off, defenders don't shuffle away. They sense the collision course. Dart plays like every drive is a personal challenge. It's not just the speed that propels him forward, it's the determination and grit. Every early throw, every designed run, every read, he's sending a message. He's not just looking to rack up yards, he's out to assert his identity in any way possible. And yet, amid that will-powering intensity, there's a mix of composure and fearlessness to his game. Most rookies walk onto the field like they need to prove something, hunting big plays, seeking spotlight, chasing hype. Dart doesn't. He operates like he already knows who he is. There's a poise to him, a rhythm you'd expect from someone with years under center. He scans the defense like a seasoned veteran. He knows when to attack, when to pause, when to spin out of the pocket. He's methodical, probing for the opening, and when it appears, he bursts through it like a shockwave, at full speed, through pressure, straight into the end zone. And his passing, smooth, controlled, confident. Not something you automatically associate with a rookie quarterback. Whether it's off a clean drop back, in transition, or throwing on the move, he delivers like someone who's been in the big moments all his life. He puts pressure on himself. He's not just athletic, he's cerebral. He reads blitzes, navigates pre-snap looks, and keeps his eyes downfield even when he's escaping the pocket. Then you lean back and realize why it all rings familiar. The mix of raw explosiveness and refined control, the aura paired with ferocity, that capacity to dominate while staying measured. And that's when it lands. Dart may evoke memories of the great franchise quarterbacks we've seen, the ones who changed games by sheer will, but he's bringing his own blueprint. Where others arrived as wild energy, Dart arrived with precision. Where some took time to find consistency, he's building it now. You see glimpses, the crisp footwork, the slick release, the burst of urgency. He's not replicating someone else's greatness, he's channeling the core. Fearlessness, elite instinct, and a drive to own every play. And he's doing it with rookie hunger and veteran patience. Nobody's saying he already is the next elite QB, but you absolutely see the path. And if he keeps refining that mix of power and poise, he's not just going to remind us of elite quarterbacks of the past, he may very well stand among them. Because for now, Jaxson Dart doesn't have to be the next legend. He just has to keep proving that he could be one. And through 9 games in his rookie campaign, he's already showing that his ceiling might be that high. Sure, his Giants may not be where they want to be in the standings, but most fans know that this will take time. And as long as Dart is at the center of it all and remains healthy, there's every reason to believe the Giants could be Super Bowl bound within the next few years. Here's the part most people don't want to face. The scary truth isn't that Dart might buckle under pressure, it's that he might actually rise to it. The man lives without fear, and that creates a huge headache for his opponents. For the first time in what feels like forever, the New York Giants have a legitimate reason to believe. After years of searching for the guy, the city's been waiting for someone to change everything. They've tried vets, they've tried hopeful projects, but nothing clicked, and it always resulted in disappointment after disappointment. Now, something feels different because as older players fade and rebuilding takes its toll, Jaxson Dart isn't just the next guy. He's a genuine spark, a clean slate with raw upside and real physical tools. The Giants really are turning a page, thanks to Jaxson. And when you look at his early 2025 numbers, that kind of dual threat production is the kind of foundation you build around. Yes, he's young, but young also means fearless. He brings energy, he plays fast, he isn't weighed down by the past. This isn't just a reboot for the Giants. It could be the arrival of something big. And the scary truth, he might live up to it. If you really want to understand what Jaxson Dart could mean for the New York Giants, look at what Josh Allen has done for the Buffalo Bills. Because the last time we saw a quarterback with this kind of raw force, arm talent, and emotional gravity enter a franchise this desperate for change, it was Josh Allen walking into Buffalo. People don't remember this now because Allen is already elite, but when he got there, Buffalo wasn't a stable landing spot. It wasn't a polished machine. The Bills were a franchise trying to escape mediocrity. They had failed QB experiments, they had no real identity, and they were banking on the upside of a kid who had 0 stars out of high school and played at the University of Wyoming. The Bills had nothing to lose taking Josh Allen because they had tried and tried, but they finally took a guy they really believed had the raw, unteachable physical tools and talent. And that's exactly what the Giants believed in when they drafted Jaxson Dart. And like Josh Allen as a rookie, Dart doesn't just have traits, he has weapons built in. Allen was 6'5", 235, and threw the ball through wind like it wasn't even there. He ran like a tight end, and played football with the emotional intensity of someone who had spent years trying to prove people wrong. Dart has shades of that same DNA. He's big, he's mobile, he's physical, he throws rockets into tight windows, he extends plays when they should be dead, and most importantly, he doesn't look overwhelmed by NFL speed. That's the part people never talk about. Quarterbacks with this physical build and this mindset aren't common. They're culture changers. Josh Allen didn't fully hit until year 3, but anyone who actually watched those first 2 years saw the flashes. The off-platform bombs, the impossible sideline throws, the scrambles where he would run straight through linebackers just to get a first down. Dart is showing those types of flashes already. The tight window confidence, the fearlessness, stand-in pressure and rip a ball despite taking a hit, or the willingness to scramble for a first down and run someone over. And the mentality? That's the part the Giants have been missing for over a decade. Josh Allen became the emotional center of Buffalo, the guy the locker room rallied around, the guy who made them believe. Dart has the same kind of gravitational pull. He doesn't walk onto the field hoping to compete. He walks on expecting to win. That's how cultures flip in the NFL. That's how franchises change. And that's the scary truth most people haven't realized yet. This Jaxson Dart thing, this might not be a nice rookie story. This might be the beginning of Buffalo 2.0, a young QB who drags a broken franchise back into relevance, not because he's perfect, but because he's built for this. Here's the twist that makes Jaxson Dart's story so compelling. He doesn't look intimidated, he doesn't fade under the lights, he looks like he was made for this exact moment. Like the roar of the crowd, the pressure, the expectations, they don't overload him, they elevate him. Some people buckle under the boos and cheers of the crowd, but not Jaxson Dart. It only fires him up more, it empowers him. And maybe that's the X factor that sets him apart from every other rookie quarterback who's ever stepped into this kind of situation. The New York Giants haven't had a first-year signal caller like this in years, someone who brings that spark and doesn't ask for patience. He's already in the game, he's already making plays. It's only been a few months and he seems totally comfortable in this role and ready for more. If his first season is any indication, this could be the beginning of something this franchise hasn't felt in a long time. But his ascent isn't just about one guy. It's about the evolution of the quarterback position, where mobility, decision-making, arm strength, and leadership all mesh together, where the next face of the game doesn't necessarily come with a big market behind him, but with a relentless mindset ahead of him. Dart represents that shift. He's the modern prototype, the blend of confidence and calm, of athleticism and smarts, of readiness and humility. And the scary truth, we might just be getting started. Because if Jaxson Dart keeps ascending, gets sharper, tougher, more consistent, we might be witnessing the birth of a quarterback who rewrites the trajectory of the Giants. Not someday, not maybe, but now. So yes, the pressure is heavy, the comparisons are pointed, the expectations are high, but maybe that's exactly what makes him dangerous, because pressure doesn't crush diamonds, it makes them. And so far this season, we haven't just witnessed a rookie trying to find his footing, we've watched a star take shape before our very eyes. But what do you think? Does Jaxson Dart have the upside of an elite star like Josh Allen? Can you already see flashes of greatness in his game, and can he take home Offensive Rookie of the Year honors? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're into stories like this, high-stakes rookie seasons, franchise-changing talent, hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe to Gridiron Dungeon. We'll see you in the next one.